Critical Drinker did a review of Furiosa, and he gave it a thumbs up. I think his biggest complaint was that the CGI is kind of bad in places, but for the most part, he enjoyed the movie. And he tried to explain some reasonings as to why the movie didn't perform well. And the two biggest ones were that, the movie doesn't have Mad Max in it, and that's what a lot of people want to see, is Mad Max in a Mad Max movie. This is a Mad Max world-building movie because it doesn't have Mad Max in it. It has somebody else in it. And it's good from what I hear. I haven't seen it, but just about everybody that I've talked to that's seen it loved it or liked it or thought it was okay. I haven't heard too many people trash it. And if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score and the audience score line up pretty good. It seems that both of those categories find the movie to be worth your time. But people didn't go see it. And people are mad about it. Critics are blaming fans. People are attacking others on social media. I can tell you why I didn't go see it. I didn't go see it because I didn't particularly like Fury Road. I didn't think it was that good of a movie. It was okay. But I really just didn't have any interest in learning more about Furiosa. Now, am I ever going to sit down and watch this movie? I might. When it comes to streaming, maybe I'll watch it. If I'm at somebody's house and they all want to watch it, sure. I will likely see this movie eventually, but I can tell you this. I'm not in a rush to watch it. And I don't think I'm alone there. I think a lot of people have tuned out of Hollywood. A lot of people are just done with going to the movies in general. Hollywood started that when they did the streaming thing. But what I wanted to show you is just how even if you do a good review, people are going to attack you. So here's a thumbnail critic. These people drop thumbnails and don't watch videos, and then people assume what it is about. So this ghoul person, which is actually a good description for this poster, says, "Get a job! Stay away from her!" Even though that is his job. His job is to review shit. That's what he does. And he's pretty good at it, considering he's got 2 million subscribers. So I'd say people like his reviews. And these people just drop these thumbnails and shit like this to make it look like he's attacking the movie when he's not. He had like 2 criticisms of it, and they were pretty solid, like saying that the CGI isn't that good in the movie, or that I think he said they were over-reliant on it. Go watch the video. He had a complaint about the CGI, and I thought that was fair because, let's be honest, a lot of the CGI in Hollywood nowadays is pretty bad looking. It looks like shit. But this got 10,000 likes. And people are assuming that, oh, yeah, he must have been trashing the movie and calling her a girl boss. He didn't do that. He didn't call her a girl boss at all in the movie. The fact is, people are just turned off when they get a hint of girl boss shit. And a lot of people are looking at this and probably don't even remember Fury Road, which is why they had to put Mad Max in there, by the way, even though he's not in it. I guess somebody said there's like a small scene that's like a cameo of him at the end. I'm not sure what's going on there. I sure would love an actual Mad Max movie. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. And actually, I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't do well. The marketing for this movie made it look like a girl boss movie. And that's a fact. And I think that shit turns people off. I think it does. They think that that's going to rile up the wild woke crowd to go see a movie, and it never works. It's never worked. Just like that asshat that did Doctor Who and said, "Oh, it's okay if a fan leaves. We're going to bring in 3 or 4 new ones with the diversity." Never happens. Never happens. So 10,000 likes, bunch of people on here pointing out that this person is wrong. But let's be honest, most of the time they drop this shit, mute it, and walk away. And all it does is try and make him look like he's some kind of bigot, which he's not. He just thinks rationally and doesn't give shill reviews, gives his honest opinion on things. But it seems like some of these critics are finally coming to terms with shit. Forbes' Paul Tassi wrote an article talking about it's not shocking that Furiosa is struggling at the box office despite reviews, and straight up admits that people like these mainstream critics, because you could call, I think actually we're getting to the point where like Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker are about to become mainstream because they have millions of followers. That's not a knock on them. They're just so good at what they do that more and more people are watching them. You know, and you're getting to the point. I mean, they've been on, I think both of them were on Fox News. One of them was on that one guy's show. I forget his name. It's on the top of my head. I can't remember it. But both of them went on, was it Pierce Morgan, like 2 times? It's awesome. Good. We need more people like them having a big voice. So maybe we can stop all this nonsense. But Paul admits in here, finally, as much as I would like to say otherwise, critic reviews simply don't matter that much in terms of overall box office, or at least they can only move the needle so far. Furiosa has an exceptional 90% score from critics and also audiences. But in a lot of ways, that's only preaching to the already converted. It did not seem likely George Miller was going to mess this up, and clearly he did not, but the movie needs more than just Miller diehards. That's true. And he admits that, hey, you know, critics, mainstream critics, their opinions don't matter anymore. People have kind of figured their shit out. If anything, if it was a different case and, you know, the audience score was low or whatever, like that's usually usually a lot of the times they're at the opposite end, but rarely we do get things where they match up. Critics don't move the needle anymore. They don't. A lot of people have figured out their bullshit and that they play ball. In fact, there's clips of them out there admitting that they play ball. You can't trust them anymore. And I like that they're finally starting to figure out that people are tuning them out. And there's more in here. It talks about how, you know, this is a Mad Max-less movie. And that is a hard pitch to some people. It's hard to pitch a Mad Max movie without Mad Max in it. Duh. Mad Max Fury Road wasn't that much of a big blockbuster mega hit either. Why did you think that this one was going to come out and blow the doors off of the box office when the first one didn't? The first one only made $380 million worldwide on a $150 budget. So it probably made a little bit of its money back. That's why they pushed this one. However, this one had a higher budget. Did you think this one was going to outpace the other one? Now, he should have included the marketing and trying to make it look like she was a girl boss. That is another reason to why this movie failed. I guarantee it. And I'm not saying she's a girl boss. Everything that I've heard from people say this is a good movie. I'm not sitting here trying to trash it. I'm just trying to tell you why it failed. Just like he is. And it's funny that these people are going after everybody. All these people, 10,000 people that probably didn't watch his video, Critical Drinkers, which is a positive review for the movie. So, anyway, this is madness. I think eventually it sounds like this movie will become a cult classic in the long run. So I think there'll be a place for it. But the problem for movies like this nowadays is a cult classic movie would make its money back in home video sales, DVDs, VHS, Blu-rays, 4K Blu-rays now. Those movies would eventually get picked up because people would watch it through a rental or whatever, and then they would like it enough that they'd go out and buy it. A lot of movies used to make their money back on home video. And guess what? Home video ain't really a big thing anymore because studios killed it so that they could start streaming services. So now, one of the biggest revenues for a lot of these movies that didn't quite make it at the box office, they don't have that second chance on home video anymore. And that's a big problem for Hollywood that I don't think they're ever going to get back. The loss of physical media, I would argue, hurt the movie industry. Because a lot of people would watch this and then go buy it. But that's not the thing anymore. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.